I ordered this bookshelf through Amazon and just got it last night. It's pretty large and heavy. It's tall but not in a very big box, and I plan to open the box and take it to the basement a few pieces at a time because it's too heavy to handle. But I wanted something that was more like floor to ceiling to help with storage there in the basement. So we'll get this opened and in the basement and get to working on it. I got the box open and it is very well packed. I just cut the tape that was holding that packing material down. And this is the instructions. Looks like it's going to take 2 people for assembly. Well, I usually do this myself. So we will see how it goes. Looks like we'll need a drill, a hammer, and a couple of screwdrivers. So it's going to be a little bit of a project. I thought it would be, but I really like that design. It gives it a little extra flair, and I also like the idea that there are 3 drawers to store things in. So let's get this unpacked and to the basement. I now have everything down here to the basement. That was a bit of a project and my back is definitely feeling it. Brought a few pieces at a time, or a couple of pieces at a time. I'm going to have to put this, lay it out so that it's face down and put it together from the back according to the instructions. And I have parts of the shelving over here and the arches and everything that's needed here and laid out on this table. I have the instructions, and this gives you instructions according to however you would like to set it up. There's option A, B. I like C. I like how the drawers go this way, facing it going left to right. So that's what I'm going to attempt to do. I do like the ones being in the center also, but I don't see much difference between B and D. I guess there is something there. But anyway, so I picked C, and this is the beginning of C. So I'll put sections of it together and come back after each section and show you. And they do have a million pieces, as usual with something like this. It's quite the project, but each set of pieces are clearly marked A, B, C, D, on through like that. So looks like it's well organized and it was well packaged, so I haven't seen any type of scratches or dents or anything like that. So looks like I need to get the main pieces right here put together, go face down and put it together before you raise it up. So I'll get started and I will be back. This is the progress I've made so far. I've taken a couple of breaks. I had to do dinner and things like that. So I've done these 2 steps, and I find that this little wrench thing here, it's a little bit hard when you get down here trying to tighten the screws up down here, because this is in the way. So it's not like you can put it in and just twist it around easily. So it is time consuming. So this is the back part that I've done so far. I did pull out the drill, but I didn't have a bit that was the size of this to use, so I had to do it the manual way. So this is the progress so far. And so I've put this piece through here, and I've secured the back. So we have a little ways to go. It's not written instructions, but you can kind of make out the pictures. And like I said, I'm just kind of taking my time because my back has a really hard time dealing with putting things together. And so I just pace myself and do a little bit at a time. Okay, it's the next day. I worked on this till kind of late last night, and it was a lot more challenging than I anticipated. These top 2 shelves, the end pieces were fine as far as holes lining up, but every one in between, I had to re-drill the holes because they did not line up. They were like a half an inch to an inch off, so it wasn't like I could pull the shelf together further or something like that. It wasn't like it was warped or anything, so that took quite a while. So I got the top 2 shelves in, and then today I've worked on these shelves here, and so I've gotten those and the final shelf down here. And I can say that I was surprised if I ran into holes that even lined up. So if you have any kind of back problems and things like that, then this unit is maybe not for you. It's great if you have someone who can help, and you will need a drill and extra bits, different sizes, to make sure that you have one the right size to re-drill these holes. I started out with just focusing on the outside ones and got them lined up and put in, and then I worked on the inside ones and was totally losing my patience on that. If I had a work table that was very tall so that I didn't have to bend over, that wouldn't be as much of an issue, but it is kind of frustrating. And I think that what I did was I was looking at shelving units on Amazon, and I looked at reviews, which I always do, and I think I was seeing good reviews, and then I saw this one with these arches up here and thought, wow, that makes the room look a little bit more modern, and so I'll go with that rather than just plain shelving. And evidently I didn't look at reviews, but this one only has 4 reviews, and one person showed pictures where things didn't line up, and also the boards, the shelves are so skinny, so thin, that when you re-drill, and well, even if you drill it in and you haven't re-drilled the holes, it's really easy for the screw to get off balance. And these screws here are pretty long, so if you get off at all, then it's going to split the board. So a couple of them did split a little bit, and someone put in a review that they didn't mind some minor imperfections, and I think that where it happened the most for me is where I'll be putting the drawer in. So this is pretty tall, and I'm going to set it up, and the final step is to put in the drawers. And on the screws also, I just assumed, since I got the ones on the end lined up and put in, and that worked out, and I worked on the majority of the inside ones, then these are little L brackets that are holding the shelves, so it's just resting on there. So if a screw didn't quite go in correctly, then I'm not going to be worrying about it right now. I'm not going to put something really heavy on these, but they are pretty sturdy once you get everything in, and the majority of the screws worked out okay. But I would say that I would return this if it wasn't such a big and heavy package. So I guess lesson learned there. Plus, I had credits and rewards and gift cards, so I ended up not paying a lot for this. And also, they now have it on sale, and I got on and chatted with someone yesterday, and they've refunded me another $21, so I ended up only paying about $50 for this unit. I think the regular price is about $169, and it was on sale when I got it for $143 with a $10 coupon. But like I said, I had credits and a lot of things that brought it down to $77, but they have now refunded me another $21. So for working with just storage in the basement, basically, to be honest, I think that what I'll use it maybe the most for is somewhere to store my pottery that I complete before taking it to craft shows or putting it in a store or whatever. I need somewhere other than my pottery studio to store these types of things while I'm waiting to either package them up and ship them out or whatever. And so there's not enough room in my pottery studio with all the equipment that I have now. So that's probably what I'm going to use most of the top shelving for anyway, so the cats can't get to it. But that's where we are on this. I'll set it up and put the the drawers in, and we will see how that works out. Okay, this is the final steps and review of the finished product. I put the drawers together, put them in this configuration, and also I did not attach it to the wall. This is a concrete wall, so I may have someone else do that or whatever, but I don't have the ability to put the holes into the concrete wall, and I kind of don't like the idea of doing that. So Harley's joining us to take a look. It's nice and tall, very large bookcase, and I do like it once I finally got it all together, but my back is definitely paying the price for this, and it is very heavy to get it up off the floor after putting it together, but I did manage that rather than having to wait for someone to come help. So one thing that I did notice, and it may be the reason that the holes didn't line up very well, when I told you previously about trying to get the screws in, this drawer here, see, it's gonna be a little bit of an issue opening and closing it, but the others freely open and close. So it does have some imperfections. This is easy to open and close. It does look really nice. And I may go back and reinforce a couple of screws that need the hole to be drilled out to more properly get those screws in. But I think that it's well enough for now, especially, like I said, in the basement, more like for storage. And on Amazon, I'll put the link in the description. Looks like they have it on sale for $133, and there's a $20 coupon you can use on that. So just be prepared, though, to drill out a lot of the holes. The ones on the ends will be fine, and some of them in the middle, but overall you will be re-drilling the holes because they do not line up. And especially if you have someone to help you, then this shouldn't be too much trouble. So this is the review of this bookcase on Amazon. And I didn't show a video of all of my struggles in the middle. And I did take my time yesterday evening and today to get everything put together. But it does say on the front, 2 people assembly. It does help you if you have that. Now, I did not have to use a hammer, and I found that the little tool that they had in there had a screwdriver on one end of it, so I didn't need that either. But I definitely needed the drill with my own bits for the right size to re-drill these holes. And I purchased this with my own money, so I'm not sponsored at all, just doing a product review. Thank you for joining.